Okay, if you can hear any of this, then that's fine. I'm just doing a few things just to get set up for this seminar. Let me just pull up Twitch and see who we have in here. Okay, so if you're just joining, there can sometimes be a little bit of a lag with this, but if you're just joining and you wondering why nothing is going on, then we'll just give it just a few minutes to let people join this seminar that is about to happen. Chiefy's in. Yeah, grab a beer. That's good to hear that you can. Good to hear you can hear me. So yeah, grab a drink, grab a beer, whatever. I think back in England or Europe, it's probably going to be a bit too soon for that. But as people in Indo and Thailand, it's maybe approaching that time. Now then, Bibs, just got back from a nice little trip down in Ulu, didn't you? Why is that? So yeah, let's just get comfortable, really, people. That's what I'm doing. I've just made a nice cup of brew. Nice brewski. So I'll be getting started in a few minutes. Any questions you may have, we'll get to them towards the end. But yeah, some exciting stuff to talk to you about today. So let's just let some of the other peeps join, and we will go from there. Dennis is here, jolly good. I can see. Okay, so we've got a few on at the moment. I thought I was late. Japan, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's kind of just brings us all together. We've got people all over the world doing this and involved with C1M. People back in England, Europe. Robin here from Thailand, from the Americas as well. So yeah, around the clock. So I think strategically, Dennis, you were nicely on time. So yeah, let's just give it, Robin, let's just give it a few more minutes. Get comfortable, get yourself a bintang, sing a cup of tea, whatever you'd like. And yeah, say hello to each other. Feel free to communicate to each other. You coming in, Ollie, or are you just going to listen to me from there? Just listen to me from there, that's fine. Just smash it out. Okay, that's good. A few more people joining. Use the loan. If you're just joining, which you've just had a couple do, then yeah, it's just a couple of minutes past 4 here in Bali. Usually get started like 5 minutes past, just to give a few people time to say hello to each other as they're doing right now, just to get settled. And yeah, anybody that's running a bit behind schedule, then it gives you time just to get in. So let's just see, just playing around with the settings just a little bit under the advanced. Well, anyway, that will do. It's enough silence for now. You can probably just hear, no, never, in fact, usually. Quite funnily, or not funnily, BLZ is one that we were talking about in the last seminar. That's gone a bit nuts over the last 24 hours or so. So yeah, we're going to be looking through certain coins today, and certain charts, considerations for charts, and mainly trend lines, really to give you the best feel possible for what is going on in the market, what to look out for, and to kind of help you interpret these coins. You know, knowing the general swing of a market or direction of a market or coin can help you when you're trading, when you're new to trading or you're using the alerts, or you know, it's all about being aware about as much as possible. Seems crazy alt movement came because of MasterCard. Yeah, there's lots of movement at the moment. We'll come to kind of some chats and discussions and stuff towards the end. In fact, I'll ask this at the end. I was just going to ask a question, and that kind of goes against what I was just going to say. I will ask that towards the end. But for now, I can see we've got 8 people or so in here. We'll be posting these seminars. I'm on BLZ at the moment, but let's take it back to basics. You know, as me and Mike said in the foundational course, you know, what are we looking for? We're looking for nice high volume and coins with a lot of movement. Well, CIS 120%. That's quite a lot. Coins that have these huge, like a new coin release, that have these huge pumps up, I try and stay clear of, unless I've been amazing and I've called the pump before the pumps happened. Then, you know, you don't really want to try and be getting in here, because there's that much movement. What goes up will come down. Likewise, what goes down will come up. So I would try and kind of stay here. But let's just open up a few of these coins here and talk through what I mean when I'm talking about trend lines. You can go off change, you can go off volume. Let's open up a couple from here. XSP. It's annoying why it does that on the new. I hope my internet is going to be alright for this. It's been a little bit of a grey day in Bali, a little bit windy, which can have an impact on the Wi-Fi, funnily enough, and hopefully the signal is going to be okay. So just bear with me, it's probably going to be a little bit slow. Hopefully it doesn't cut out. I have found that the Twitch is good, but it does lag a little bit and a little bit slow. So as well as we're looking at some of our systems behind the scenes, I think sooner rather than later I may be changing how I do these seminars to give you guys a bit more interaction. Rather than just writing in here. You know, I don't want everybody talking at the same time, but there's different software out there that can allow people to kind of get involved with certain parts of the seminar, asking questions, me answering, etc. And also I think just visually it can be improved a bit. So we'll keep you updated, but Twitch for now, I'm aware that there is a bit of a delay. Well, yeah, we've just got to kind of deal with it at the moment. So I've just opened up a couple of coins here. Let's just open up. Let's open up a couple from change. You know, this is if you're new, or you know you're going in and you're just kind of looking for some potential coins that you're going to want to trade. Likewise, if you're on the alerts, you get an alert. It's the same principle. You want to try and work out what is this coin doing. So XXP. Okay, we're in. Let's just go into this full screen just here. Okay, that is taking quite a bit of time. Yeah, it's just a bit slow, so apologies for this. I don't know if it's the internet or Twitch or maybe a bit of both. As you know, we are continually improving everything that we do and use, so I think that this will be improved shortly as well. However, let's talk about this subject for today, trend lines. What do I mean by that? Well, if you get alerted to a coin, or if you're looking at a coin, you know, if you're going for your 1%, your 1.5, or whatever you're working off based off your trades you've done, the alerts, or just, you know, if you're getting into trading itself, we want to know what the coin for the most part is doing. You know, if we are longing these coins, which in the beginning that's what you're going to do, and for most spot trading that's all you can do. What that means is you are going to get in on a coin and you're going to try and sell it higher. You're predicting that it's going up. Well, what we want to see or try to work out is that overall this coin is on the way up. Let's just go straight off the bat to 1 minute candles. I could be looking at this now going, oh, 1 minute candles, okay, this is on the way down. You know, it's bouncing. Again, another reason why I'm thinking of switching from Twix. I know you can't see my cursor. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's why I will be switching from this soon. But you're looking at 1 minute candles. It's coming down and bouncing off here. So you could be like, right, this is in a downwards trend. If I then go on to 5 minutes, gives you a bit more of an idea of what is going on. Okay, in the last couple of hours, in 1 hour, you know, it went up 24%. It's then been coming down since then. But you'll see, or you should be getting to feel that as I start to go longer and longer with these, yes, it is in a downwards trend, but in my eyes, this is just a quick correction before it's going to start going up again. I always like 1 hour candles, and this is where you really start to see. So let's look at trend lines and going off 1 hour candles. It's not always the easiest to draw, but even still now, from me going off trend lines here, it's at a bit of a crucial spot where it is now. It actually held this trend line here. You will find that sometimes they drop a little bit below and come up afterwards. Doesn't mean that they have to hold that line. How to identify or draw trend lines? I would recommend you going off hour candles or 15 minute candles, because what you want to be doing is not going off the high or low price, which are these wicks here. These represent, you know, in 1 hour what has happened in this coin. Well, I don't want to go off the lowest point, because in that hour the coin has been pushed down, but then it's been pushed back up again. So 4 trend lines, whether you're identifying a coin going up or going down or looking for a trend reversal, you want to be going off these closing and opening prices. The bodies, let's just zoom right in, these here. Okay, the wicks just show you the kind of what's happened within that time period. And yes, it pushed the price right down, but the bulls came back in and went, you know what, nice try. They actually did this twice, 2 hammer candles, boom, and up it went. So what am I getting at here? Well, when I first looked at this coin and I went on a minute candle and then 5 minute candles and then 15, yeah, it's on the way down at the moment. But if I'm looking at a bigger picture, and this is when we you know, really are trying to emphasize as much as possible. Our internet is slow too, so I'm just the diagonal. Yeah, so sorry, I was just reading some of the pointers there as well. Exactly, Dennis. Yeah, so it's on the smaller time frames, 1 minute and 5 minutes. Yes, it's on a downwards trend, but you're looking at a trend over a short period of time. What I can identify from this is that since this very rough trend line that I've put in here, okay, again, I need to use this mainly because my cursor won't work, But look at this trend line that it's been holding. It's gone up, it's come down, it's gone up, it's come down, it's gone up, down, up, down, up, down. It's actually held this again and had a huge strong candle coming here. So for the last 4 days at least, just from when I've drawn this trend line, even a couple of days before, it's been in an upwards trend. I'm looking at a longer time period and it's generally going up. Day to day, it's in an upwards movement. And then we look at this, well, wow, you know, this coin has not been on Binance too long. So yeah, over the last few days, what has it done? It's gone up. So this is just to kind of give you a real perspective. Again, let me go on to 1 minute candles. You know, if you're coming on this, or if you've got an alert come through, or if you're looking at a coin and you're thinking, right, okay, here, it's come up, look at this here, and it's come down, it's coming down, it's coming down. Well, let's identify some trend lines with this. Yes, it is coming down. It's coming down within this region here. Again, very rough, so don't hold me to it. Just shows that, you know, through this movement, the peaks and the troughs, which you can easily get 3% here. Look at these 3%. So what we teach in the C1M, and you know, the indicators we put together with Bollinger Bands, with candle patterns, are just a way for you to try and identify when a coin is coming down, when it goes up. But the method does not work every time. And with the alerts are a very high percentage. However, again, they're not 100%. And you may look at a potential coin like this, you know, on 5 minute candles. You know, you may be looking, if you're working off, you know, be looking around here. If you're working off one of the alerts or just your analysis itself, you know, if you're looking at these very small time frames, they're great to trade off. You know, me and Chief was on about this the other day. Chiefy, you know, when you actually get more and more confident with the trading and looking for certain bottoms or certain tops, then the 1 minute candles are really good. But you need to be kind of trading with the 1 minute candles, 5 minute candles. I'm going a little bit more advanced with this because, you know, if you're quite new to C1M, yes, in the course it's 15 minutes and it's 5. We try to keep it as simplified as possible, as well as talking to you about the stochastic RSI and Bollinger Bands. You know, it can all be overwhelming. It was for me in the beginning, it is for everybody. So we try to have it as simple as possible. When you start to trade more and more, and I encourage you to use lines like this more and more, starting to identify trend lines. This then, when you are noticing a you know, a lower Bollinger Band breach that we talk about in the course, well, if this has, for example, just this spot here, this small little trend line, if it's been coming up this way, just it bouncing off here, this for me creates a new trend line that I'm looking at. And I can see, right, it started here, it's come up and it's found some support, it's come to this line, and then it's narrowing, it's starting to hug here, and then what do we have? It's broken right through. So that's, even now that the coin has been in an upwards momentum, it's come through this smaller trend line down to a lower Bollinger Band. So yes, we could look at this and go, whoo, lower Bollinger Band, hammer candle. That's not really a hammer candle as well. Let me move this out of the way. You know, we want the body to be at least 2 or 3 times the length, the wick, sorry, to be at least 2 or 3 times the length of the body. So this here, you know, wouldn't classify to me. Again, you want to be looking with a stochastic RSI, which I've just double clicked and it's gone away. There we go. So not always when you're looking at a lower Bollinger Band breach, you're going, okay, cool, it's hit the lower Bollinger Band. It's going to peel up and come away. We want to identify why it doesn't happen every time. And for me, and the best way that I found through the hours, days, weeks of looking at these candles and these Bollinger Bands, it is trying to identify where they lie with these trend patterns. You know, if this is just broken trend here and fallen through, it's it's very unlikely that we're going to have a quick turnaround with the first lower Bollinger Band breach. However, when you then get to the second, when you then get to the third, it gets more and more likely that we're going to have that reversal. But again, if you are and if you did identify this trend, then knowing where it's potentially going to come down to hold your trend, you know, if it's coming off this Bollinger Band just down here, then you know it's close to the trend line. If it begins to hold and show support here, again, it's just good confirmation for you to get in on that trade. I trade using the 1 minute candle for best reversal price, but always have a look at the bigger picture with 1 hour and 15 minute candles. Nicely said, Chief, nicely said. Let me move on to another candle, another coin. And again, I'll just show you, if I come to a coin, let me try and work out what is going on with it. So you can see already, this has been in an upwards momentum. I'm on 1 hour candles, which is great. If you are coming to a coin, or some of these alerts we've got coming through like D6, and some more alerts we've got being created for you, some really great alerts on the way. We're calling them pump alerts because they're just that. They're going to alert you to coins that are going to go up. So here's a trend line that I've drawn in. This is on the 1 hour chart. So if I then go on to 15 minutes, let me just actually blow this up a bit for you. I'm just going to have a sip of tea while I do that. God bless Yorkshire tea. Absolutely delightful. So yes, I've drawn my trend line on a 1 hour time frame, which is what I usually do, because it's on a longer time frame. I can go off what the closing and opening prices are from these longer time periods. I don't want to do it from 5 minute candles. I mean, you can. This is again me just saying what I do. Why can I not go on to... Okay, so Band. I mean, what a coin that Band is. Let me just go on to... Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of an issue there. That can now go. So yeah, I've drawn this on the 1 hour candles. You can see here already, you know, if you're drawing your attention to a coin, you get a D6 alert. Or, you know, you're looking at a coin, you see a little bit of a lower Bollinger Band breach here, and you're like, oh, well look, this is kind of on this upwards trend trajectory here. So that would get me nice and excited. Therefore, what you then need to try and learn to do, sorry, one of my friends is just dropping off some Yorkshire tea. They've just arrived there, the power of Gojek, where you can send anything for a couple of pounds. So yeah, the trend line here again, cool. If I'm looking at a D6 alert or lower Bollinger Band, it's in an upwards momentum. However, we then get to here. This is where you have the lower Bollinger Band, it comes up and then it really shoots through. But remember what I said about these candles. If I'm doing these trend lines on 1 hours, then of course some of these 15 minute candles or 5 minute candles are going to dip through, because there's always quite a battle, you know, with these trend lines. There's a sell-off, they buy, they sell. So the wicks are very good to look at because they paint a picture. I suppose I'll go a little bit more into candles, but maybe I'll do my next seminar on that. Candles are amazing. It's amazing how much enjoyment you can get out of looking at candles, but also how crucial they are to trading. Do not underestimate candles and what they represent. It's come down, it's come up, it's come down. So now what does this show to me? What do we have going on here? What was in an upwards trend is now starting a downwards trend. You know that because, or you should know that, because not only do we have a double top up here, but from a trend perspective, and this is me just doing it roughly again, each of these closing prices, they get lower each time, which means, you know, the low prices are getting lower, the high prices are getting lower, therefore it's in a downwards momentum. So this again is if you get an alert, or if you're looking at a coin and you're going, Okay, cool. Look, let's look here. It's hit the lower Bollinger Band. Wicked. That's what I want. We have a bit of a... Let me just get this RSI back. Sorry, I just keep clicking all over the place. You know, we have a little bit of a K over the D. And for sure, this did come up. And they do peel away from here. But this is where some of the times where you're thinking, right, it's going to peel away, it's going to come up, and it's going to reverse. The reason why it's generally not is because it's predominantly now in a downwards trend. Up here we had a double top, which is quite a big indication of a reversal from a upwards trend to downwards trend. Now we're in a downwards momentum, and we are actually getting a bit of a double bottom here. So this could find support, keep support, and then guess what? Up we go, and it may start a new trend. Going to check to see if there are any questions. No, that is good. Couple more coins, and then I think I may, depending on the time, I'll talk a little bit about candles, but I just want to give you a couple more examples. Again, 1 hour candles, which I love. Here I am coming onto a coin, whether it's an alert, whether I've just gone on volume or change. We want to assess what's happening. So straight away I'm going to go there through to there. It's a little bit off. That is actually a little bit off, a little bit on the wonk already. And this shows, you can see, right, this coin, as you can see from percentage change over the last 24 hours, is moving on up. In the last under a day, it's gone up nearly 50%. Well, what goes up is going to come down, and at the moment, this for me now, if I was to get an alert here, or if I was looking at this coin, or as it has done here, lower Bollinger Band breach, yes, the K is over the D, I would not trade this because it's been in a upwards momentum for the last day. It's already held this trend line a couple of times. It's had a huge spike up and come down. Yes, you can see here that the bulls have really tried to push this up. But already in the next candle, the bears are bringing it back down. So we are on the trend line, roughly my trend line. So it's one of them. There's one thing which again we're trying to get across is that, you know, these alerts are great, and especially, you know, the more alerts that we're bringing out, depending on what trading style you're going to want to be using, short term, medium term, you know, you're going to be looking at the coin for an hour, or do you want to put it in and, you know, in a day or two take out 20%? It's all good, but they can't be 100% or work 100% of the time every time. So you need to learn to look at an alert and go, you know what, no. Or rather than having FOMO, just give it a minute, because this here, maybe I'll keep this one open, but this is unsure for me. It's held already around here, but this time now, yes, there's been a big bull green candle up, but the bears are coming back in. Last coin, then can talk about some candles and kind of open it up. I'm sure Dennis has got some coins that he's stuck in, or people have coins that we could have a little look. Again, if you're new to this, if you're new to C1M, welcome. Sometimes, well, what we're going to end this with is probably looking through some coins based off the alerts. This is what we offer in our pro membership. You get a 1 month free trial, basically just alerting you to coins that should be reversing soon, but again, they all don't. So by being able to look at these sort of things like trend lines and these hammer or candle patterns, yes, hammer candle. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Yes, here, that's forming. Again, it's still got 32 minutes left of this candle, so I'm not going to go, whoo, that's a hammer candle, let's go, because a lot can happen in 3 minutes, let alone 32 minutes. A random number I know I just chose there, but anyway. So for the last coin, yes, it's coming up. For the last day, again, it's come up, you know, of 30%. It's been holding this trend line. Let's come into the 15 minutes. What have we had here? Multiple times it's held this trend line. Multiple times we've had a bit of a Bollinger Band. That's Bollinger Band squeeze here. Look at this squeeze. Squeeze means it's either going to shoot up or it's going to shoot down. it shot down. From there, it's come right up 20%, and it's coming down close to this trend line, close to this support level here. So again, whether it's through an alert or you're drawing your attention to this coin, you could go in even closer and see kind of what's happening. Okay, look, lots of squeezes going on here, squeezing for quite a long time before they shoot up. Another shoot up, bit of a double top, at the top. And then, so if you come to this coin and it's like, right, lower Bollinger Band, we've had that candle interaction. The K is coming over the D. Again, because it's shot up so much and it's shot down, it's had such a predominant run down. It shows a lot of strength with the bears, people trying to pull the price down. So again, it'd be one of them that I would just keep an eye on. If this continues to find support at this level and up we come, then yes, we're going on another run up. So yeah, that's trend lines, and that's just some examples. So I suppose what I'm getting at is, and for those of you that have been with us, you know, from the beginning, we're constantly adding to this and changing it, and it's only really through kind of interactions with you guys, teaching you guys, but also looking at these charts a lot more, and you know, trying to put it in a way that can help you with your success rates, because the success rates are everything. If you're not doing so already, you want to be looking at your 1% gains and going, right, how can I bump that up to 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, just slowly stagger it up, and then with your stop limit, rather than 4%, have it at 3.8, 3.5, 3.2, because then with your success rate, you're going to be making a lot more money. Start with the 1 and the 4, and then work up from there. Banyan Ben, now then, Benjamin, welcome. Ben's, I'm sure he's not just woken up, he's probably just got off the phone to his lovely lady. He's over back in England, been playing a bit of cricket over the weekend, haven't you? As did I. Had a fantastic couple of overs. Anyway, okay, Dennis, where are we at though? Still on theta. I'll look at theta, and then if anyone's got any more questions or any more coins, then please, what I've just talked about, ask away. Let me just have a quick sip of my tea and bring up theta. Oh, this internet is rather painful today, so again, apologies. I'll get there at some point. Okay, the world are moving, it's happening. Okay, theta. I don't need to know when you got in, Dennis, that's fine, I won't ask. So, again, what am I talking about? Trend lines, identifying coins, are they going up, are they going down? Should I be trading them? Should I be sat waiting, hoping, thinking, right, sometime this year they're going to be going up? Well, a lot's going to happen since then, until then. So, let's just go straight off the bat. 1 day candles, which I don't use a long time ago. Well, okay, I don't use too much, but let's go right off trend line. Oh, no, don't want that one. Yeah, no, let's go in a little bit closer. So I don't know when you got in. So we're looking at 1 hour candles. Again, with what I've just talked about, you know, you should quickly think, right, okay, what's going on here? It's moving up, going off the closing and opening prices of these candles. What's happening? It's bouncing up, it's broken through here. And depending on what Bollinger Band interaction you're dealing with, it's in a downwards momentum, you know. Yeah, I mean, for me, just straight off the bat, Dennis, this is looking quite bearish, because we've had, you know, quite a few times, it's been on a bit of a run for a day and it's been pushed down. Been on another run and then got pushed down massively. So again, we're going on another run, but it's still not had that surge up. And just to say very quickly, you know, let's say a rough head and shoulders is let's just look at the shoulder patterns here, and you've got your head. So this is a bit of a sign of a bearish or a rundown, because over whatever time frame you're looking, hours or days, at this particular point it shot up and it found resistance here before being pushed back down, a double top being pushed back down, rallied and came up, where it found a new daily high here, where it had quite a bit of resistance here before getting massively pushed down again. So it's always a battle between the bears and the bulls, people buying and selling, trying to push the price up, push the price down. However, this next time that it has gone up, it's not even reached where it did before. The bears are definitely in control, and it's already started the downwards trend. But you know, let's just go off this kind of support line you can be looking at here. It may not come down as much, you know, very rough. You could be looking at this sort of level here, so not too far away before it reverses up. If we have a bit of a, which I think could happen, another big red sell-off and drop down, then well, I'm sure you're thinking it already, but you know, you should not be in that coin. Let's just zoom out even more, you know, and if you're looking at these trend lines and what is happening on a rough, you know, rough, this is me just drawing them in, but you can start to feel and see with these trend lines what is going on. Obviously this one I know is not off the closing price, but again, the whole purpose of this is just for you to get a feel for what I mean by trend lines and these coins. If it's in an upwards momentum, then getting longing trades and going for 1% is going to be much better. Thing is, there are good news about Theta. You know, the great thing is sensitive to Bitcoin chain. Yeah, well, a lot of these coins are. That's why, you know, when we first started this, me and my brother first started this, and we still are, you know, a massive believer in Bitcoin, but we were saying to people, right, hold Bitcoin, just hold Bitcoin. But Bitcoin fluctuates, and you know, you could have a good month trading and Bitcoin halves in price. Well, therefore you didn't really have a good month trading, because if you're looking at kind of a financial value, which, you know, if you're talking fiat, then you probably won't be feeling so good. But that's why now stable coins like Tether can offer a, you know, a potential more satisfying way to trade, because what you're trading with and your percents are always going to be the same dollar value, you know, what you're looking for. I just slightly lost my train of thought there. Anyway, I'm just looking at a few different trades going on. The wonderful world of multitasking, you know, still a fine art. But I will say to you, Dennis, like I said to you about the order book and looking at big things, I do like good news, and I know Ben as well. You know, there's certain things that you can look at, and the amazing thing is there just is so much good news. The only news you hear is by the mainstream media, which, you know, are struggling to keep a hold of it, and therefore, as the media loves to do, they love to talk negative crap. There is just so much good news coming out with crypto, and so much technology being improved, software updates, different seminars, webinars, conferences around the world, integration with these cryptocurrencies into international banks and companies, you know, Microsoft on about making a coin. It's really just the beginning of this digital currency that we're looking at. So I try not to be too influenced by good news, because I mean, good news is great, but it can almost preemptively, you know, you're trying to get in on a coin, it can do the opposite. There can be a massive pullback before it then rallies up. Just because of this good news doesn't mean it's going to have a huge influx. Don't get me wrong, sometimes for sure bit of good news comes out. I know some of my friends have been seeing correlations with Twitter and people on there, and the thing is, there's that many people tweeting and posting about different coins and things going on. There also is manipulation or trying to manipulate the market, pumps and dumps, which you have to be aware of. That's why I just like to be at one with me and my candles and the charts, because it's going off chart patterns and what is happening. You can go wrong, but you're going off historical events and what has happened in terms of support, resistance levels, trend lines, these alerts we've got coming through. So for sure, keep an eye on the news, and it's going to be an amazing end of the year going into next year. We are truly all in a great position with how new digital currency is and how it's perceived, and we're only just getting started, so it's exciting. It really, really is. And I suppose let's bring it back into trend lines. Overall, let's say this year, the last few years, we've been in quite a bear market. And me and my brother put this together in a bear market. We were trading off downward markets, which is hard when you're trying to long it. And we weren't in futures before. We were just trying to long trades, get in, and we were not fighting against a losing battle, but the market in general was coming down. Many red days. Of course, what goes down will come up, but overall it's in a downwards momentum. We are now going into the bull market. We're going to have alt season where, I know Chiefy said about the Sys coin that went up over 100%. The alt season a few years back, the alts, there's just so much activity going on. And if you're in a coin going up, it's much easier to ride, because it has these little dips down, but inevitably is going up and up and up. I was going to talk about candles, but to be honest, I absolutely love candles, and rather than trying to squeeze it into the last 15 minutes, I'll probably do a seminar Thursday in a couple of days and talk more about candles, what candles I like, the importance of candles. Again, different time frames. If you're looking at a 1 minute hammer candle compared to a 1 hour hammer candle, the differences are huge, because yes, it's still a hammer candle, but it's reflecting a different time frame. So I will talk you through candles that I like. Of course they're in our course. But I will just put it into play and show you some of the live examples and candles that I generally trade off. 4 candles. Yeah, I mean, there's 4 candles. There's plenty going on. We can talk more about that, Benjamin. But I can talk a lot about it, so I don't want to squeeze it into this. Love a bit of candle porn. Oh, Chiefy. Now we're talking. Anybody got any questions? I know we've just had a few more people join the seminar, so I tried to do it a bit later today, just for those of you in England or Europe waking up. For us in the Asias, it's coming towards the end of the afternoon here, but I will post the link into the community so you can re-watch this. Mainly just talking about trends, giving you the example, identifying trends. It's good to know if your coin is going up or down, and also if it's, again, like I said here, we're on 1 hour candles here. Overall, this coin is in an upwards momentum from day to day to day. It's generally going up. Over the last week here, it's been in an upwards momentum. Each time this low price is coming, it's getting higher and higher every time. So that's good to know when you can identify these trend lines to see where you're at when the alert comes in, when you come to a coin, how to trade it. And more importantly, to know with your stop limits and your losses, but also to get the most out of trades. I'll kind of just summarize and end with this, but by knowing what these trend lines are, you don't want to be too greedy or go for too much, but again, you know if it's in a general upwards momentum, then it's going to be interacting more with the middle Bollinger Bands and upper Bollinger Bands. If you're new to this C1M, you're probably wondering why am I talking about this. Well, in the pro section, we go through this. You can get a 3-month trial. I go through some more in-depth chart analysis. And we're looking through for these upwards momentum coins like D6 that tries to identify these and more coins that we have coming in. But I guess it's kind of knowing when you're looking at a coin in the short term, okay, is this moving down over the last few hours? Yeah, two sort of trends you're looking at. Over the last couple of days, is it moving up or is it moving down? Over the last couple of hours, is it moving up or is it moving down? Looking at the two trend lines and just working out kind of where you want to be trying to get in at. Is it the first Bollinger Band breach or is it the second? A lot to trend lines. Link retracements. Please, what's your question anyway? I mean, we could, I'm opening it up to questions, Ben. So by all means, retracements, we can. It's not way off topic. By all means, let me just pull up Link. And as you're listening to this, there is a little bit of delay. What is your question? Let me just pull up Link. Let me just come off this. Oh, nearly went way off. Link, where are you going? Oh, this internet is just absolutely splendid. So Link. Okay, Ben, hit me. While I let the delay come. It's been on a tear for weeks. Fancy it long term, but would like to get in on a retracement because surely it's due on. Well, let's put my chart analysis to the test then, shall we? So it's been on a tear. So for those of you wondering, if you're wondering what he's meaning by a retracement or what he's kind of asking, let's have a look at Link. And yeah, what he means is for a while it's a fantastic coin, but for a while it's been on a tear. It's been on a strong surge up. It's the last 10 days you're looking at 80% or so. By a retracement, a bear trap. Well, let's see. I don't know. Tell me what you mean by that, Bear. Bear. I'm calling you Bear. Dennis. Well, it's due a retracement. So what does he mean by that, people? Well, obviously whatever goes up will come down. But if it's in an upwards momentum, these coins are always going to have a little backtrack before continuing to going up. So let's go. Again, very rough. Let's just go a little bit more in depth. I generally go off hour candles. Let's have a look here. Wow, this internet is something to be. Okay. This is similar to XLM actually, that I've been trading quite a lot. Love a good Stellar Lumen. So let's go off here. Let's go from 1 hour candles. What am I doing? Sorry, just bear with me. From when the pump first happened. Let's go off these trend lines here. So it's already, so just to answer the question, and as you've probably seen from the day candles and whatever percent down it is over the last 24 hours, it's already having its retracement. It's for quite some time, it's been following this trend, it bounced off, it came up, and it tried to find some support up here and then broke through very hard. So for me, in this now, I would, I may even go onto futures and short it, because this is broken through the trend, and not only just broken through, but quite hard. And you have, it's coming back down. It'd be interesting to see for me where this finishes here. Had a very long candle down. It's quite similar to Lumen's, that XLM. But if it comes down another couple of percent and breaks through this support, I think, Benjamin, the retracement's already happening. I suppose what you're wondering is, cool, where can I jump back in? Well, as I've just been talking about with trend lines, what you now need to identify is, okay, this is now the start of a new trend. Let's see from here in the bottom where that joins, you know, and again, it could even just drop. If this candle breaks through here, then your trend lines could even, let me just grab this. Oh, what are you doing? You know, you may even have to, if that breaks through, as I think it will, then your trend lines are probably going to be shuffled down like this. And then what you're looking for is, just like we have the trend coming up, it's going to bounce, 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 and then it will break through this level here, maybe do a double bottom, find some support before then starting to make its way up. So very roughly, Ben, I would say my retracement or getting in will be at about the 75000 mark. That's again just dependent on what's happening right now and what's going to happen. We'll have to wait to see. And I think that will be in the next couple of days. It's been shooting up for, well, what did we just say, 8 or 9 days? So it's going to be shooting now, and it already has, and it's already kind of broken through that trend line. What is quite not worrying for me, but quite often you see like this, it comes up, it finds some support, and it keeps going up, keeps going up. Here, it's come down after this big pump up, which it usually does, and over a couple of days, it's tried to find support, but then the bears have just gone, you know what, no. And that's, you know, we talk of doji candles, which is obviously long wicks or shadows either way, and just a very small body. This, in a day, dropped down over 10%. But the closing and opening price, it's almost the full length of the candle. So if that's in a red candle, it's a very, very strong bearish signal. If it's a green candle, like here, it's a very strong signal that, yes, it's come up and it's got some good momentum that it's going up and going to stay going up. So for me, Ben, I would wait a couple of days. I think this is going to come down, you know, to the 7,000, 7,500, and then potentially, you know, head back up. But it has been on quite a run, and as we know, what comes up will come down. So hope that answers your question, mate. We're coming up to just like the last 5 minutes. If anyone else has any more questions, if you're just joining and you missed most of this, I'll share the link in Discord. I'll be doing another seminar the day after tomorrow on candles, candle importance, candles that I use for trading, that are great for reversals, great for interpreting charts, and the and the battle between the bear and the bulls, which I love. I love a good old battle. So I think I may call it there. Nice place to end. If nobody else has any questions, it's I may take my dogs down to the beach for a walk. So anybody out there got any questions? Dennis, I know you're still in on a couple of coins, but yeah, theta for me. And again, people, earnings disclaimer, all of that. This is me just speaking out loud with the knowledge that I've built up from looking at these charts and everything over quite a long period. as always, that's why it's good to have your stop limits and OCOs in. You can look at chart patterns, candle patterns, and pick out patterns in the markets, but there will always be exceptions. If a massive whale, and I do love whales, if a massive whale, scuba diving reference, if a massive whale comes in, then whatever chart pattern or candle pattern you're looking at, it doesn't matter, because there is a lot of money behind the scenes waiting to be piled in, which is exciting. No more questions have been asked, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I'll post up. I'm using Twitch for now. You can't see my cursor; it's a little bit lagging. So I think over the next couple of days, I'll be switching to a better program, better software that we can do these. Seminars through, allow a little bit more interaction, and probably the quality and everything will be better. So that's it. I will leave you, love you and leave you all, and happy trading, safe trading. And as always, any questions, feel free to fire away. I'm going to do a candles one in a couple of days, and then I'm away for the weekend, but maybe Friday. I want to do a futures one soon. I know some of you have been doing the content, but I'll give you a bit of a heads up and a breakdown of the futures platform and the way we're trading now, you know. Yeah, no worries, guys. You are very welcome. And yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for your questions. Happy trading. And I will speak to you when I speak to you. Have a lovely day. Cheerio. Bye bye.